All right. So, you wanted to interview me, eh?
Yeah, Sadhguru. It's very rare that I get to talk to people who are spiritually enlightened. A lot of people call themselves spiritually enlightened, and it's very rare to meet such people.
Well, namaskaram. And I think the idea of spirituality has been so lost in the age. I hope you're not. Are you camera conscious?
No, no, I'm not camera conscious. Are you, Sadhguru? Are you?
What do you think?
You don't look like one. You've done
I
so many
practically
podcasts.
live in front of the camera. The only place in my life where there's no cameras is in the washroom and is in my bedroom.
Right, right, right.
But
So
I
how?
think the government is still watching us on our phones and on the internet.
So talking, I mean, you picked us on a very interesting point on the privacy, data privacy. So what's your view on data privacy? I mean, in the age of social media and gadgets, where people are constantly spending their days and lives on social media, is there anything called as privacy?
Look, the idea of privacy is to keep certain vulnerable parts of you away from other people that you don't want to be open about, isn't it? Yes or no? Yes.
Yes.
And so I don't have the sort of life where I have to hide anything because I am who I am in front of you. I'm the same person in my bed. So if you were to practically put a camera in my bed, you will just see a man every day meditating all the time. Is that
Wow,
something
wow.
I'm afraid of? No. So privacy is a matter of people who are not able to be vulnerable with their inner child.
So
Namaskaram.
so
Did you say
so basically,
namaskaram when you started the podcast?
no, no, I didn't. I
It's,
didn't say
hey,
num.
look, some people call me a branding guru, branding strategist, marketing leader. But here's a little bit of advice. Every time you start a podcast in Bharata, you should start it with a gentle namaskaram.
Oh wow, it's a very good way to start something. I think it leaves us all in a very positive note. So
If you'll give
namaskaram.
me a second, I
Yeah.
don't know where I kept my tea. So just a second. I drink this Assamese royal tea from the civilization of Byzantine.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, these wires. This is why I support wireless. I want us to reach a level of enlightenment where everybody's an enlightened being, so you don't really have to talk with language. You just telepathically talk, so you won't need wires. You can just be in touch with the whole consciousness, the Brahma, the Kala, in just one go. And so you won't have to share anything with words. You just
Wonderful.
manifest.
So I mean, I can see you are a very, I mean, technologically obsessed. I mean, you love technology. You are. I mean, you love technology.
No,
That's
no, wait a second. I didn't say obsession. Did anybody hear me say I'm obsessed? No.
okay. So let's take a step back. I mean, you are you are at least. I mean, अभी बहन चो, है ना? हाँ. So
Don't
at
be
least a
nervous.
favor.
It's okay. I know there's a lakhs
Yeah.
of people in front of you. Just
Yeah.
imagine them as your brothers and sisters.
Ah. Okay.
Hopefully, you're not a what they call in North India a bahanchod because it's your
Okay.
brothers and sisters. You get the joke, right?
Yes,
Funny
yes,
guy.
yes. Yeah, I get the joke. I get the joke. So since we started the podcast with free, I mean with privacy and stuff like that,
You
so
see
I'll
that?
just pick.
That's the
I'll
Himalayas.
just. Oh
This is where
wow.
I often go to meditate.
Oh, wonderful. So you travel all the way to Himalayas quite often, right? Because you meditate. I mean, most of the time.
Look, we're in a constant state of travel. Even when you're not traveling physically, your emotions are somewhere else, isn't it? Where are you
Mm-hmm.
sitting right now? Are you in your room? Is this a
Yeah,
room?
I'm sitting. Yeah, I'm sitting in my
But
living
don't
room.
you often think about the beach, the mountains?
Yeah, I do.
Essentially, that's where you are in that moment emotionally, right? And
Mm-hmm.
humans, from what I understand, are emotional beings. We're
Correct.
not very logical beings. So we're always traveling. Doesn't matter if you're in your house or outside.
Okay, you left us. On a very interesting note on with
I'm
your
not
first
leaving you
question.
yet. You have more time.
So you are very funny, Sadhguru. You are very funny. I can see humor. You can see humor. Slipping through your
Look,
spirituality and Gyan.
life is just a series of comic events. There's one funny moment after the other. That's what life is. Right now, I'm sitting at the comfort of my house. You're sitting at the comfort of your house, and we're practically just talking to screens. That's funny. It's just you have to see the humor in every single comic event, which is your life. That is even funnier.
Okay, Sadhguru. I have a very personal question to you. Why did you choose to be Sadhguru? What is your personal motive, or what is your personal goal, or that mission that is driving you towards doing what you're doing right now?
Look, I never chose to be who I am. I am, therefore I think I am. No, I'm kidding. I am because people around me make me who I am. Now, there's a lot of people who hate me, who are jealous of me, who keep this anguish. You
Mhm.
know, last night this boy came to my ashram. He told me, Sadhguru, I'm sad and lonely. And and the idea, shut up. And the idea is that I'm in a. I'm sorry. What was the question again? I forgot.
So my question was, why are you Sadhguru? But basically, I mean,
I
what?
am Sadhguru because you
Why?
think I'm Sadhguru. Because for you, I'm a Sadh and I'm a Guru. If I was not in touch with the element of Sadhgi, I won't be a Guru. And the reason why you think I'm the Sadhguru is because when you look at me, you think of a Guru who's achieved Sadhgi.
यार
Hey,
हंसी आ रही है मेरी.
no, you cannot joke with me. I am,
Yeah, definitely.
I am, I am but, I am but a, I am but a god. So you don't joke in front of God, would you?
अबे
Yes or no?
रिकॉर्डिंग
Yes or
बंद करके
no?
दोबारा.
Yes or
यस.
no?
यस यस. मैं कह
Next
रहा हूँ
question.
रिकॉर्डिंग बंद करके दोबारा चालू कर.
Next question, please.
A lot of people have, constantly speak about the allegation that you murdered your wife. So do you want to touch upon that?
Sorry. Look, my look. इतना funny answer है ना इसका. But look, in the present, we have all these colors, the light, the gestures, the energy that I feel right now. And in the past, there's a lot of ghosts. In the future, there's a lot of hopes and dreams. There's only one place you could be. Yes or no? You can only be in the present, isn't it? And in the present, I'm not a murderer. Do you see me murdering anybody? Is there my wife around me that you see me murdering? No.
No.
Yes or no? No. And so even if I murdered someone in my past, who am I in the present? Is someone that I don't recall in the past or from the past. So in that sense, I'm not a murderer. No, I'm just a guy on a podcast with a mic right here, right in front of you. Next question.
Very intelligently answered, Sadhguru. I'm really. Now my next question would
What are you
be.
very impressed or are you very sad? Were you angry? I don't
No, no,
understand.
no, no. Why would I be sad? I look up to you, Sadhguru, and I look up to, and somewhere
I look
when
down
I'm.
upon you. You're
Nice,
you're like my little
nice.
babies, like my little
Oh,
kids, children,
okay.
peasants.
Talking about kids and babies, Sadhguru, I mean, since the very act of producing a baby involves sex, and people and the human race in specific considers sex as a very pleasure, I mean, act of pleasure, right? So, how do you look at sex? Do you
Look,
do you think it's
I
something to be
understand your
considered?
question. You don't have to repeat
Yeah.
it. Sex comes from the Sanskrit word sexam, sexamya.
मेरे को हार्ट अटैक आ जाएगा भाई.
Look,
हाँ.
the act of sex is to generate new human being. रुक जाओ भाई.
भाई
Fuck. Okay.
गलत हो गया भाई
कोई नहीं,
ये.
कोई नहीं. हो गया सही.
भाई मैं कह रहा हूँ आधी घंटे का सेशन दोबारा शुरू करते हैं. जो जो चीज हो गई
रुक जा,
डन.
ये बहुत बहुत अच्छा क्वेश्चन है. रुक जा. Sex. Sex comes from the meeting of two people who want to create a new life. And for 9 months, the woman holds the newborn inside. Well, it's not a newborn, it's pre-newborn in a way, isn't it? And so it's a part of the mother, and that's where the whole deal with abortion being legal or not is. Is it the mother or is it another life? But I believe till it's in the mother, it is the mother. And so when the mother actually gives birth, that part of her separates from her and it's attached with a string. And we have a very we okay, रुक जाइए, edit हो जाएगा. And we and there's a string attached that keeps them together, and we aggressively cut that off. But the mother always feels like she's lost a part of herself. That's not the same case with the male kind, right? We don't belong with the kids as much as the mother does. Are you a mama's boy or are you a daddy's boy?
I would say I'm not.
Mama's boy. I don't even have to know. I know you're a mama's boy, aren't you? Because
Maybe yes.
mothers care for us the way she cares for herself, because we are an extension of our mothers. And so that's why this is such a beautiful, this is the most beautiful aspect of human life. That's why a male gets attracted to a female and they want to create that beauty. And so they get together and have coitus or sex samya in Sanskrit.
But I mean, okay, so an extension of my question would be, a lot of young people or people from our generation, I would say.
Oh, you think I'm not young?
No, you are young, Sadhguru, but people even younger than you, people who are, let's say, 20.
Okay, now you're just being political. I think you think I'm old.
So they very frequently get into the act of coitus with strangers, and I mean, there's this new trend called hookup culture. So what do you think about the hookup culture?
Look, I've personally had a lot of hookup sex, so I can tell you this: nobody is a stranger. There's a certain part of you that's always going to be strange to me, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? There's nobody in this world who would think you're perfect, unless you do. And so, in a way, everybody is a stranger to us, because there's certain parts of everybody that is strange to us. So when you have sex with a stranger, it's not a hookup sex. It's just like any other sex. You're creating that whole essential beauty of human life in that moment. How can it be anything worse than beautiful?
Makes sense. So you think, I mean, there's no wrong in doing a hookup?
If you call it a hookup, then yes, it's wrong. If you call it a beautiful experience that two beings are having, then it's just a beautiful thing.
So, do you actively involve in sex, Sadhguru?
I don't like to talk about that in podcasts. I'm actually dishonored by that question. So next please.
But you just, spoke about that in the first question that.
That was slip off my tongue. I didn't want to share about my personal life, but if you could just keep the questions metaphysical and general, where you're not getting into my personal life, about my wife, about who murdered her, or what my sexual habits are, I would appreciate it.
Mhm.
We'll cut
Okay, no
this.
worries.
Yeah.
I apologize. See, we have some 4,200 religions, right, in this world, and all of them preach to be the perfect one. Hinduism preaches to be the perfect one. Islam thinks that is the only
Look,
religion.
Hinduism never preaches to be the perfect one because it is the perfect one. If you want to preach that you are perfect, it essentially means you're not perfect, isn't it? If you are Elon Musk, you don't have to go around telling people you're rich. People know you're rich. I haven't seen how much money is there in Elon Musk's bank account, but I believe he's rich, right? He gives off that rich vibrations as well when you look at him on the internet. I don't spend a lot of time on the screens because I'm meditating most of the time, but this is the reality. If you lack something, you try to overcompensate for it. And so if you're preaching something, you're lacking something.
Mhm.
So Hinduism never preaches to be perfect. Next question,
Wow,
please.
I never thought about it this way. You just spoke about Elon Musk. There's something very recent in the news about him. He has acquired, Twitter. So, what do you think? How will it change the world of social media? How will it change the uh, free speech theory and other things about it?
Look, I don't know what theories you're into, but time and again, there's been all different kinds of media being popularized, isn't it? There was the
Yeah.
newspaper, there was the press, and newspapers started rolling around. And yes, it was a big change. After that, there was the radio, right? And people started listening to the radio, FM. It became big. At least when I was growing up, as you say, I'm old. And then the TV came around, and then all different kinds of TVs, from flatrons to LSD, sorry, my bad, LCD. And I'm from Mysore, so there's a lot of magic mushrooms there. If you ever want to pay a
Wow.
visit. But I we went from all these different modes of sharing information. But at the end of the day, it's about what information is being shared, isn't it? We're against pornography on the internet. We're against on the TV, but it's okay on the internet, right? So people will always find mediums to say what they want to say, no matter who is policing the mediums. In this case,
Mhm.
Elon Musk for Twitter.
Wow. Okay. You just spoke about pornography. So a lot of these young people in
We had
India,
to catch that, eh?
yeah, so a lot of young people in India are growingly becoming addicted to pornography and masturbation. Do you think it's wrong? It's a sin?
Look, don't talk to me in the language of sin and punya. That's very Abrahamic of you. That's a very, the Britishers brought that with them. The white men used to feel the burden, the guilt of the whole civilization. It's that those ideas of guilt and shame and sin are very Abrahamic. So no, it's not a sin to jerk off now and then, rub one out. But what I would say is, as long as you're going for the no nut November, you're fine for the rest of the year. That's what I say.
Wow, that's a very
Look, I
interesting
never
way.
talk about shit like this on the stage, but this is a podcast, and I've been told you have to be super casual in podcasts. So here I am.
So, are you practicing No Nut November, Sadhguru, or are you?
Yes, I am, and it's been hard. I mean, I'm hard right now.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Oh my
No,
God.
it's been really hard for me, and yes, every day I wake up hard. I go to sleep hard. I eat. I'm hard. Right now, why do you think I have my legs folded like this? This is how
Okay.
I sit in all my sermons because, yet again, I am
Hard.
hard. Hold on a second.
Div-
Uh, I'm getting some notifications. I have
Okay.
a lot of sannyasinis in my ashram, and I enjoy
Oh,
their company. And they keep on messaging me. So I'm sorry, I got distracted. Go ahead.
so you enjoy the company
Let's
in
not
what
go there. See,
particular?
you're going to my personal life. I won't allow
Oh,
that.
okay, okay.
Question, please.
So Sadhguru, okay, I have a couple of more questions, and I mean this time let's talk about the politics that's there around the country. I mean, it's a very BGP wave that we are riding on right now, and we have been riding it for the past 10 years. I mean, almost for 10 years. So, what do you think? Is the political scenario going to change in the country anytime soon? Or
Look,
are we going
let
to
me
have
stop you right there. I'm not into politics. I'm into soil, saving the soil. And if Namaskaram, Narendra Modi chooses to support saving the soil, that's all I care about. That profits me or profits the people, I should say. And so, for me, politics is as much as it relates to me as it does for anybody. Yes or no? If you're a farmer, you would want the right farmer laws to be applied. If you're a businessman, you'd like less tax cuts, better infrastructure, no limitations, no barriers to entry so that you can enter new businesses. If you're a student, you'd like higher institutions with better professors, better staff. As a spiritual guru, I like people craving for spirituality. And so majority of my audience is Hindu. And Modi has brought this Hindu wave, they say, but it's profiting me. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
makes sense. So, talking about Hindus, do you think Muslims are a threat to you?
Now, how can a Muslim be a threat to me? I believe in the aspect of the dimension of Gharavapasi. I believe you leave your home for too long, you have to get back at some point. You get tired. Look, if anybody thinks that being a Hindu in this country is a privilege, then why don't you become Hindus? That's such an easy solution for your problem. So, if there are so claimed Muslims, Hindus have privilege, let's just convert to being a Hindu, isn't it? Yes or no?
Yeah. Yes, yes. So you, I mean, have a very deep rooted, I mean, history of practicing meditation for, I mean, larger periods of. Fuck it, यार. क्वेश्चन बन नहीं पाया बेंच में कुछ और करने जा रहा था छोड़ बेंच हाँ
लेकिन
सवाल जो मैं पूछूं तभी तो मैं इंसान हूं दुनिया को मैं जवाब दूं